Hi guys, FM Campbell here and welcome to the end of the 2016-2017 season review. I'm just going to be going very quickly through with you guys exactly what's happened over the season, how we've got on in all competitions, and just sort of a little bit of an in-depth into sort of player performances and our team performance as a whole. So as you can see here, we've got a couple of notifications to go through that I want to go through with you guys. It's the end of season and confidence review. So the board we're obviously very secure position. We're absolutely delighted with your performance of the club this season. The club's performances in the performance in the competition entered this season was pleasing. The team's fantastic overall performance in the Champions League or the Champions Cup has been a particular highlight. Additionally, the signings you've made this season have proved successful. The fans are delighted with the signing of Raheem Sterling, which is quite actually controversial as he did come from Liverpool. Finally, player performances proved to be at a very high level. The fans have been delighted with Munir's form this season. So we've got end of season scouting report from Jim Lawler. So we'll quickly skip through these. So the pre-season's been decided. We've actually gone for a 5-week pre-season because obviously we had such a congested match schedule this season. So give them a little bit of extra rest just to sort of get over the sort of additional fixtures that we've had going throughout the whole season. So we're actually back, we'll report back for training on 10th of July 2017. So got a nice little bit of holiday. So the shareholders have paid out. So the Man United board have announced that the dividends totaling 19.75 million will be paid to shareholders. The turnover from the past year was approximately 719 million. The end of current Champions League financial fair play period has also kicked in. We've actually made a profit, a healthy profit of 469 million, having been required to make a loss of no more than 4 million in order to comply with the regulations. The next financial year will obviously kick in a year from now. We then got the financial fair play in the Premier League. That was the Champions League, and obviously it's the same sort of story. The wage expenditure has come down by 1.66 million, so we're actually saving a little bit more money on wages now, which is good. We've obviously been hit by the tax bill as well for the profits that we made. The estimated based on the taxable profits over the past year is approximately 147 million, and we've been hit with a tax bill of about 32.5 million. Well, that's over the upcoming financial year based on the financial reports of the past year. Commercial summary: we have some new deals via sponsorship. We've actually got a new 6-year deal that's getting us an extra 1.5 million a year. A new sponsorship deal, a 2-year one, that's getting us an extra 170 grand a year. Another one, a 1-year sponsorship deal that's getting us 80 grand a year. New continental competition sponsor, that's gone up by 900 grand to nearly 1 million. A 3-year sponsorship deal of 850 grand, which has gone up from 666, so just under 200k. That's gone up. New 6-year deal with sponsorship deal worth 375k, up from 300, so 75k extra on there. An extra 43k, sorry, on another one, a 2-year deal. 1-year deal with an extra 3k. And the total amount of new sponsorship money announced is 17.5 million. This compares to the previous figure of 15.29 million. So we've got a little bit more coming in via sponsorship. And the club currently has 41 main sponsorship deals in place, which provide an annual revenue of £222 million. So a hell of a lot of money. Over the past season, the club has generated 12.68 million through the use of its corporate and hospitality facilities, and a further 4.89 million through the matchday commercial and retail activity. This compares with the corporate facility and matchday revenues of 11.07 and 4.24 million respectively from last season. So it's gone up by about £1.5 million for the corporate and hospitality facilities, and about just over £500,000 through commercial and retail activity. Broadcasting revenues and competition prize money totaled 165 million, an increase of 25.36 million on the total from last season, or from the season before. The merchandise sales were 33.91 million, so just under 34 million, with non-domestic sales amounts to 12.37 of this total. The club saw a boost in sales in Brazil. That will go hand in hand with our affiliates, so we've got some feeder clubs now in Brazil. Oxlade-Chamberlain shirts selling particularly well, following the club's tour of the country as well. The highest selling shirt was Oxlade-Chamberlain, then Royce in second, Munir in third, Sterling in fourth, and Pogba in fifth. Very, very surprised that Lukaku wasn't in there, especially with the amount of goals he scored. Stadium expansion has been planned. It's been planned to be expanded by 16,000 seats. This is the North Stand of Old Trafford. It cost of roughly 19.25 million, and we've obviously been able to secure that with internal funding, rather than getting someone else to pay for it, or a bank to pay for it. We're also upgrading the youth and training facilities. 4.9 million is going to cost, and it's going to take about 5 months to complete. The annual youth setup audit has also been done for the club. The board has estimated the annual cost of running the youth setup is 27.36 million, and that is basically the sort of admin side of things. So we've got a vast amount of money coming in. So have a look at the finances, and the balance is currently set at 283.1 million, and the projected balance is 366 million. So we've obviously got prize money to come from different competitions that I'll go through with you now. So we'll go quickly through the schedule, and I won't go through all the games as I've been doing that all season. But as you notice at the beginning of the season, it was a very topsy-turvy start. We were sort of losing games here and there. We had no sort of consistent run of play. But we drew. We actually lost on penalties in the Community Shield. The Super Cup, we won. We beat Napoli 3-0. This is obviously the winner of the Champions League from last season against the winner of the Europa League. Napoli won the Europa, we won the Champions League, so we actually beat them and won 3-0, and that was our first trophy of the season. Then the Champions League in the group, we actually, we were Group C, I think. Yeah, we drew Porto, Lille and Apoel, and we managed to dominate the group, winning 5 out of our 6 games, didn't lose a game, and we had a nice healthy goal difference of plus 17, and we went through top of the group with 16 points. And then after that, first knockout round, we played against Schalke. We beat them 4-0 in the first knockout round, and in the second knockout round, what would we have beaten them? 5-2, we would have beaten them. So yeah, we managed to go through. And then the quarter-final, we played Arsenal. We drew Arsenal. We beat them 3-1 and 2-1. We beat them 2-1 at their ground, and then 3-1 at Old Trafford. And then in the semi-final, we played against Barcelona. We beat them 5-0 in the first round, and then we drew 2-2 in the other round, and it actually finished 7-2 on aggregate. Then in the final, if you want to check this episode, the link's in the description. We played against Bayern Munich, and we actually drew 0-0, and we managed to beat them on penalties. It was a Badstuber penalty that hit the crossbar that actually gave us the victory and won us the Champions League. In regards to the Premier League, we did improve later on in the season, as you can see, and then we went on a huge run without losing a game, which was great to see. And we actually won the Premier League on the last day. Again, just like last season, we scored 111 goals, which is a massive amount, far more than anyone else in the league. And we won on goal difference, and the goal difference was 17 better than Liverpool's. So we actually won on goal difference. Lukaku was the top scorer in the league. Munir was the 4th top scorer in the league with 20, so 24 and 20 goals. And then Raheem Sterling and Juan Mata were also in the top 4 with the average rating. Other stats that we included: man of the matches with Munir and Lukaku were joint top with Jordan Rhodes and Balotelli, all with 6. And then Raphael Varane, unfortunately, was a joint second highest with Charles Cabot and Jack Cork on red cards. Marco Reus had the 4th amount of assists with 12, and then obviously you know the rest. So let's have a look back at the schedule. We then, throughout the season, were entered in other competitions. We played in the Club World Championship, and we beat Cruz Azul 2-0. Lukaku and Royce with the goals in that game. So there's another trophy to the collection for the season. And then later on, we were drawn in the FA Cup in the 3rd round. So if we go to the 3rd round, we had Millwall beat them 2-1. In the 4th round, we had Bournemouth beat them 2-0. In the 5th round, we beat Middlesbrough 3-0. In the 6th round, we beat Everton 4-1. Then semi-final, we beat Tottenham 3-1 to reach the final against Chelsea, who we beat 1-0. A link is also in the description if you want to see that game live. It was quite a tight game, just like the Champions League. We also played the Capital One Cup, so we'll go through this one as well. So, trying to remember what round we were drawn in. I think it's the third round. Yeah, third round. So we beat Bournemouth. So we actually played Bournemouth in the Capital One Cup and the FA Cup. Beat them 3-0 in the Capital One Cup. In the fourth round, we played Burnley. Beat them 2-0. Quarter final, we beat West Ham 2-1. In the semi final, we beat Arsenal 3-2 on 7-4 on aggregate. And in the final, we drew against Aston Villa and we beat them 2-0. So that was another trophy to the collection. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much all the trophies. So we actually won the quintuple in the end. So the only trophy we didn't win, which isn't really a competitive trophy, is the Community Shield. Obviously, the winner of the league and the FA Cup. Southampton won the FA Cup and actually beat us on penalties. We won the Premier League last year. So a very, very successful season. We won the quintuple. We won a hell of a lot of trophies, a hell of a lot of games, scored a hell of a lot of goals, and it was just been a very, very successful season. The finances are looking healthy. We are going through a bit of a transition period. We get started to look at regens for next season and sort of rebuild the club. We've got a lot of dead wood in the under-21s now where we can try and make some money on them, which was the plan all along. As you can see, we have a very, very big squad in the under-21s. Under-18s is not quite as big, and then our first team squad is also got quite a bit of depth to it, so that's pleasing to see. If we go back to our transfer activity, some transfers to note. Some big names, obviously Munir came in, which was a huge deal for us, costing us 45 million. Rafael Varane, 50 million. Zuma, 42 million. We've got a couple of players that we're looking to make money on. Raheem Sterling come from our big rivals for 49.5 million. That was his release clause, and we coughed up, we paid it. And we actually spent 246 million over the season. But we actually brought in 178 million. Some big names like Roberto Pereira went for 22 million. Gino Peruzzi for 15. Fellaini went for 8.25. Rooney for 25. Herrera for 25. Di Maria to PSG for 38. So we did make quite a bit of money. So long term, it shouldn't affect us too much. But definitely, I would say in the future, we'll probably be looking at a lot of youngsters, and we've got a lot of dead wood to sell. So hopefully, we'll sort of even it out next season, and hopefully sell and make more money out on the outgoings than actually that won't be spent on the incomings. The tactics, again, there's a video if you want to check that out of more in depth of the tactics that we've been playing. The link is in the description to that as well. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I won't go into what we're doing for next season signing wise. That'll be at the in another update coming very shortly. But feel free to check out the rest of the series, and feel free to like this video if you've enjoyed it. And also feel free to subscribe if you are new to the channel. But thanks very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, as I said. And I take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.